Act 3, Scene 1 of Tempest. Here we find Ferdinand being instructed by Prospero, the original Duke of Milan, to be carrying logs, and he has been entrusted with this difficult work, which is quite unworthy for a king, for a prince. But he has to pass this test in order to win Miranda's hand for marriage. So Ferdinand says, there be some sports are painful, and their labor delight in them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone. So he has been entrusted with some duty which is quite burdensome on him, because it's quite unlikely for a prince to do such amount of physical labor, and therefore he is sweating it off. He says that there are some sports, there are some things, some difficult tasks which are very painful, which are difficult for people, but the effort that they require, the labor, the hard work that they have to put in, it is nothing in contribution to the delight, to the ultimate pleasure that they are destined to enjoy. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone. So, some kind of unworthy, dishonorable manual labor, physical labor that people are subjected to do, it is nothing in comparison to the noble reason for which it is done. So, something very noble, something very highly he wants to obtain, that is Miranda's favor. Miranda's favor, or Miranda's hand in marriage by winning Prospero, and therefore it is such a noble cause that he is ready to go under enormous strenuous activity no matter what. So he wishes that his humble task does have a worthy end at the at the end he gets a worthy value. So most humble tasks have a worthy end. This is what he is wishing for. And most poor matters point to rich ends. This is my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. So he says that this lowly task that I am doing, it points to me, it will lead me to something very rich, something very worthy, something very priceless, that is Miranda. And this, my mean task, this is quite an undignified, difficult, laborious, and unsuiting for a prince. Such a lowly task which he is doing right now would be a one which would drain him out, which would drain him, which would drain all the energy out of him. It is dull and disgusting, yet he would do it happily with a smile on his face, because in front of him he can see the mistress, the love of his life, whom he is trying to win. Even such a dead task, such an awful, dreadful task that he is doing, a miserable task which he is doing right now, it has been transformed into something very wonderful and priceless, just because of the pleasure that it gives through his labor. That is because ultimately what he is going to achieve at the end, if he is able to accomplish this. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crabbed, and he is composed of harshness. So he blames the father, Prospero, to be so nasty, harsh, and cruel on him, and he is very harsh and irritable rather. But no matter how harsh he is, the lady Miranda is 10 times more gentle, kind, beautiful, and from every aspect, she is the one who motivates him to move on, to go on, to continue, to endure even more. She is the inspiration. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up. upon a sore injunction. So the task is that thousands of such heavy logs he has to shift from one place to another and make a neat stack out of it. Upon a sore injunction, that is, upon some harsh, cruel orders that he has received. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says such baseness had never like executor. So, Miranda, as usual, a princess, she is worried about the prince, and she is weeping for her beloved, because such a kind of task that he is into right now is quite unworthy, undignified, and it is something that he is not used to at all, and therefore she is worried for him. So, such menial work shouldn't have been entrusted to him, and yet he is doing it. So, it is quite contradictory to his status. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors, most busiest when I do it. So, no matter how laboriously I am working, how hardest of moments I am going through, the most busiest, the most hardest, yet she is the one who motivates me, who refreshes me, who gives me the energy that I really do need in such dire situations, and everything turns sweet, everything turns bearable. So Miranda enters, followed by Prospero, who remains unseen by the others. Now Miranda, alas, now pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up those logs that you are enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, it will weep for having worried you. My father is hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. He is safe for these 3 hours. So Miranda requests, urges, ardently requests Ferdinand to take some rest. Alas, alas, I'm so sorry for you. I pray you, I beg you that please take some rest. Do not work so hard. Do not put yourself into so much of a stress. And I wish that lightning strikes these logs and they burn up. They burn it up, they burn them up, it burns them up such that you don't have to pile any. So it all burns up into ashes. I pray for it. And pray set it down and rest you. I pray that if that is not happening, but yet please take some rest. Just sit down for some time. Take some rest. Put that log down, set it down, put that log down. When this burns, it will weep for having worried you. And when this wood burns, even when this wood is catches fire and it burns into ashes, still it would weep that till it was there in proper figure there. So it had troubled you so much that it would weep in disgust, and it would feel the pain for you, that it would in remorse cry not for its own plight, its own situation, that it is itself burning into ashes, but it would burn that till it was there, it had caused you so much of trouble. And then she says that her father is there in the study, and for 3 hours he won't come out. He would be so occupied and engrossed in his books. So that is his usual routine. So he should take this as an advantage and take some rest at least. If he is still not allowing her to help him, or he is not, or they are not burning down into ashes, or he is not stopping no matter how much it is draining him, still he is enduring it. So at least some momentary rest he should take. Ferdinand, O most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do. So Ferdinand says that, my dear lady, I cannot rest. I cannot rest, I cannot stop, because I have been asked to finish off this task by sunset, and if I take rest, I will waste some time and I can't afford to do that. So he doesn't want to put at risk any chance of winning Miranda. Then, Miranda, if you will sit down, I will bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I will carry it to the pile. So you sit down, I will do your work, so there will be no loss of time. Ferdinand, no precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by. So I can never think of such a dreadful thing, that you would be working, you would do such a huge amount of physical labor just for me, while I will sit lazily by. So I cannot do that. So that is even more unimaginable for me. And I would crack my sinews. Sinews means muscles. I would rather let my muscles tear up out of such strenuous physical activity and break my bones to achieve you, rather than allow you to do something, to do this or to carry on this task on my behalf. This would be such a shame, such a dishonor, and it is dishonorable more if you do it. Now, Miranda, it would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against. So Miranda says it would become me as well as it does to you. So it is dishonorable, it is heavy, it is difficult for both of us. Then why I can't do it? And moreover, you are a prince and I am a nobody. She still doesn't know her identity, and therefore she says I am a nobody, and therefore it would be befitting of me to do such a task. I can afford to do that rather than you who doesn't want to do it. So I have a reason that my father punishing you, so I should be the one who should endure and bear the punishment rather than you who is innocently undergoing the punishment and who is submitting to it. Now Prospero aside, poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it. So this sight that I'm seeing right in front of me, this itself is witness enough that you are uh, overwhelmingly deep in love with this man, and you really want this man in your life. So I feel sorry for you, but still you have passed your test. I know what you, my daughter, want, but I want to check more on Ferdinand, and then I would hand you over to him. Miranda, you look so you look so tired. So all the energy has been sapped off from you. Ferdinand, no, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me. When you are by at night, I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name? So Ferdinand says, no, 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 noble mistress, no humble or no noble lady. When you are with me, I am feeling as fresh and strong as one wakes up in the morning. And I do beseech you, I do ardently request you that chiefly that I might set it in prayers, that so he's saying, I'm just as fresh as in the morning and as at night. It is nothing to me. It's just just another day. And just for the reason that I want to mention you in my prayers, and I want to ask you from God Himself. Therefore, just let me know your name, Miranda. Miranda, oh my father, I have broke your hest to say so. So I've broken your command, I've broken your promise, I've broken your instruction, I've gone against your instruction that I shouldn't tell him my name. Now, Ferdinand admired Miranda. So, I admire your name. So, Ferdinand admires the name, as well as the name Miranda itself in Latin literally means to be admired. So, yes, I admire your name, and yes, I admire Miranda, I admire you. So, admired Miranda, indeed the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. So, yes, you're truly the one who should be at the top of admiration. So, you're something which anybody would admire, and you're such a thing. And as much as you seem to me as the most treasured and sought after thing in this world. Full many a lady I have eyed with the best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. So I have eyed with best regard. So I have eyed means I have looked at many ladies. I have seen many girls, many ladies in my life. And many a time the harmony of their tongue. So many a time their soothing voices I have heard, and hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. So which I have heard too eagerly, I have heard their voices. For several virtues have I liked several women, and several for several qualities, several virtues, several good qualities. I've liked several multiple women for different qualities of theirs. Never any with so full soul, but some defect in her. So, but I have never seen somebody like you. So every one of them had some defect in them. Did quarrel with the noblest grace she showed, and put it to the foil. So there was some kind of bad quality, some bad trait, some vice in them which had outweighed, outdone, or destroyed their other qualities, no matter how best it would have been. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best. But you are the one that I have never seen before. You are the perfect one. You are a matchless entity, and you are beyond any sort of comparison, because you are an epitome of all the virtues this world can afford, and you have all the qualities in you. Miranda, I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remember. So I don't know any other woman, or even I have never seen any other woman's face also. And no woman's face remember. So I don't remember any other woman's face even, save from my glass, mine own. So other than me, except me, I have seen nobody else or heard of nobody else, nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. And I have also never met any other man, either other than you or my father. So no other man also I have met. How features are abroad, I am skillless of. So which features, what things make people no wait how features are abroad. So what are the things, how does the world look outside of this place? I have no skill, I have no experience, I am totally unaware of that. But my modesty, the jewel in my dower. But I swear that I am modest, I am a virgin, and and the jewel in my dower, and that is the most prized thing, the most precious thing that I have to offer, So I don't know of any other quality, but I am completely innocent and simple, and I am the one who is completely pious and virgin, that I can assure you. I have never done anything illicit or unexpected, or that which is unethical, or that which shouldn't be expected of a woman. That I can promise you. I would not wish any companion in the world but you. But I haven't seen anybody in this world, no other man other than you, but I don't want also to see anybody else. I don't want to experience. I just want you as my partner for life, as my companion, as my soulmate. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. And I can't even imagine what people look like, or what a best man best created man might look like, but I prattle something too widely, and my father's precepts I therein do forget. So I don't know why I am continuing to talk on, and I can't stop myself to go on so wildly, because that is quite against what my father's principles are, what my father's instructions are. So I'm forgetting what my father has told me to do, and it's all due to the effect of you. So I'm so much obsessed with you that I'm even forgetting my own father's instructions. Now, so I am made to ignore my father's instructions. So that's the magic that you have on me. You have cast a spell on me, it seems.